The story of African Americans in North America is often painted as one of struggle and oppression. But within that narrative lies another, a powerful tale of resistance and resilience. Today, we journey back to a time when enslaved Africans defied their captors, forging a path to freedom in the heart of the American South. This is Florida, the early 1700s. Spanish colonies dot the landscape, fueled by a brutal system of African slavery. But amidst the sprawling plantations, whispers of rebellion began to take root. These were men and women stolen from their homes in Africa, forced into a life of servitude, yet the spirit of resistance burned bright within them. Many risked everything to escape. These brave souls, known as Maroons, sought refuge in the unforgiving swamps and forests of Florida. The journey was perilous. Spanish patrols relentlessly hunted escaped slaves. Mounted on swift horses, they could cover vast stretches of land quickly, leaving the escapees with little time to hide. Their bloodhounds, trained to sniff out even the faintest trace of human sweat, sniffed through the humid air, their low growls a constant reminder of the danger.
Vuelvan al trabajo, perros perezosos. You're a dead man walking, cabrón.
Spanish shouts echoed through the dense foliage, their words distorted by the thick vegetation, sending chills down the spines of the fleeing captives. The Everglades, a labyrinth of mangroves, sawgrass prairies, and hidden waterways, became their sanctuary. Here they built new lives, drawing on their African knowledge and skills to survive. Deep within the Everglades, the Maroons encountered the Seminole people, the indigenous inhabitants of the region. Initially, there was suspicion. The Maroons came from a different world with different customs. But a shared yearning for freedom fostered understanding. A unique cultural exchange blossomed. The Maroons taught the Seminoles advanced agricultural techniques, while the Seminoles shared their knowledge of the Everglades' hidden pathways and fierce fighting tactics. Together, they became a formidable force, a thorn in the side of the Spanish and later the American colonizers. Raiding plantations, sabotaging slave trade routes, and fiercely defending their newfound freedom, the Seminole Maroons became a symbol of resistance for enslaved people throughout the Americas.
We may have been brought here in chains, but we never lost our spirit. We fought for our freedom, and together we built a home in the wild heart of this land.
The Seminole Maroons achieved something truly remarkable. They carved out a space of freedom in a land where it seemed impossible. This unexpected alliance forced colonial powers to divert resources and fight prolonged wars for control of the region. The Seminole Maroons and their Seminole allies achieved some significant victories against both Spanish and American forces throughout the 18th and early 19th centuries. Here are some notable examples. Battle of Lake Okeechobee, 1743. A combined force of Seminoles and Maroons launched a surprise attack on a Spanish military camp near Lake Okeechobee, inflicting heavy casualties and diminishing Spanish efforts to control the region. Raids on Spanish settlements, 1750s to 1760s. Maroons frequently plundered Spanish plantations and outposts, destroying trade routes, and hindering Spanish control over Florida. Battle of the Old Town, 1835. Early in the war, Seminole and Maroon warriors, led by Osceola, ambushed a U.S. Army detachment near a former Seminole town, inflicting heavy losses and raising early Seminole morale. Battle of Loxahatchee Groves, 1837. A combined force of Seminoles and Maroons successfully defeated a larger U.S. military detachment, highlighting their wharf tactics and knowledge of the Everglades terrain. The Seminole territory was a sprawling domain, dwarfing even the landmass of modern-day New York. They say it was 10 times the size. Their ongoing resistance ultimately proved too costly for both Spain and the United States. This led to negotiated settlements in the Second Seminole War, with some Seminoles, including Maroons, remaining on reservation lands in Florida. Their success inspired and emboldened other oppressed people to fight for their own liberation. Their alliance with the Seminole people created a powerful resistance force that defied both Spanish and American colonial rule for decades. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep learning and celebrating Black history every month, not just in February.